Folks, Bubba here again. What we're going to do today is we're going to try to make some bannock. This all kind of started because I wanted some bread and we didn't have no bread in the house and I didn't want to go to the store. So I did a little bit of recipe searching. I did a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and I didn't like none of them. But it gave me ideas, and I'm just going to do it completely simple. We got some self-rising flour because you really can't bake without flour, and everything I looked at calls for baking powder, and I do not have baking powder. I got a little bit of salt. I'm going to add a little extra there to it. And I got some sugar. I'm going to add a little extra sugar to it. And if Grammy had blueberries, we'd put blueberries in it. But we don't have any blueberries. So let's just get to it. From what I'm gathering, everything I've seen and heard and talked to people and over the years, I don't know a whole lot about it. But I watched a really good video not too long ago. And if I can remember his name, I'll tag him in it. But right this second, I don't remember his name. But it's just me and the kid, cameraman Grace. Hey, Grace.
Hey.
So I'm not going to make too much. I figure that might be enough for both of us, maybe. That looks like a pretty good chunk. I'm going to add just a little bit of salt. Why are you laughing? Just a little bit of salt. You see that? You see that?
Sort of, there's...
Sort of, kind of, not really.
There we go.
A little bit of salt. I'm going to add about the same amount of sugar.
Yep.
Alright. Now the couple things I did see that everybody said is make sure you mix all your dry stuff together real good before you add any wet stuff. Because you do not want the wet in there stopping your dry from mixing. That is one thing I saw everybody said. Now, I've never made this before. I don't know how good it's going to be. I have no clue. And I kind of wanted to make some tortillas. But bannock sounded better because I've never done it. And I think me and the kid might like it one day if we go camping here in the cold. A little bit of bannock bread and a little bit of coffee. Or hot cocoa.
Yes.
Some hot cocoa for the kid.
Because I don't like coffee.
Alright. I got my pan getting kind of warm. We're not outside. It's already dark. It's a little chilly, but not too chilly. I'm going to add just a little bit of water in here. Now, I am at the house, so I can always add more flour or water. But you want to add very little water at a time. That way, you don't get way too much water and have a runny bread. Oh, sorry, just kind of throwing that in there, mixing everything up. But we might have made a whole lot of what we might have just done.
Probably.
It's okay.
Because it's bread and everyone likes bread.
Bannock for dinner. Turn the oven off. I preheated the pan just a little bit. I don't want it already getting too hot.
Are we trying to make it look clumpy here?
Woman, you just hold on.
Well, it was a legitimate question.
I don't know. I'm figuring once we, because we're making flour.
Right.
I mean, we're making bread out of flour.
Dough.
We're making dough. You're right. And a little bit of cool research I did while I was reading everything and Googling everything. It says the word bannock comes from like the Celtic Scottish word, basically means baked dough. I was like, that's kind of cool. So we got to get enough moisture in there so we can actually clump it together and make a dough. But right now, I don't think we got the right amount of moisture.
Probably not. You have clumps everywhere, not just one clump.
Yeah, and a lot of powder. So, but we're closer than we were a minute ago. We're going to try to do all this in one shoot without having to stop or edit or none of that stuff. Hopefully the neighbor won't come back over because he's got a really loud mouth. Good boy. I like him. Maybe we'll get him in a video one day. We should have did a video changing the transmission the other day.
Oh, maybe.
A little more water. And The main reason I'm saying be careful with the water, because if you're in the field, you go camping and you put all your powder in a bag and you got your water bottle, you didn't bring any extra powder, any extra dough, you don't want to get it too gooey and wet to start with. But I'm at the house, so I can always add more self-rising flour. Oops. Or add more water. Ooh, look at that. We're almost looking like a dough now.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. I think we might have ourselves a dough baby, girl.
Go, Dad.
And here's something else I saw that was kind of cool from that same guy. I really need to find his name and put a link to his channel in here too. But he said that he read it that the Native Americans, nope, not the Native Americans, the Indian people would they cover their hand in oil and they mix this stuff and put it out with their hands.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I'm going to use a little bit of oil on my hands. They were clean. I washed them before we started.
You want to wash them now?
So a little bit of oil on my hands to try to keep the dough from sticking to you, because we're about to stick our hands in the dough. That's what we're fixing to do. I guess that feels like plenty of oil, because it feels really slimy, and I'm not sure I like it very much. But, yeah.
You know what this reminds me of?
What?
The slime videos.
Yeah.
You have to pick up the slime and make it less slimy, really, with your hands.
Well, see, we might have put a little bit too much water in it.
Dad.
It's okay. Like I said, we're here. We're at the house. I can sprinkle a little bit of flour in it. The old trick's not working very well, evidently.
Do you want me to, like, just...
I'll clean all this up in a minute.
Okay.
We're just going to sprinkle it lightly.
Lightly.
Now, if I was camping, what I would do is I would probably have 2 separate containers, and I wouldn't use all of my flour at one time mixed up with the water. That's probably what I would do. That way I could ensure that I had extra flour in case I did screw up. That's probably exactly what I would do. Yeah, we're pretty sticky. You want to sprinkle me a little bit more flour, baby?
Sure.
Just a little bit. Let's try to get it a little less floury.
Which side?
It's going to come out this side.
Okay, that makes sense.
Here's Daddy's hands.
Sorry, the angles are going to get weird.
Yep. Hold on to your seats, boys. The cameras are flopping around.
Oops. Is that good?
Sprinkle me a little bit more over here. All right, child.
Okay, all right, okay. That's heavy. Okay.
Watch that water.
Yeah. I'm working on it, man. I'm working on it.
All right.
I got dough on my fingers.
You got dough on your fingers? Is it sticky dough or is it dry dough?
Yes. Should we take it?
Go away from me. Just hold on to it. All right. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to clean up one of my hands here. I would have pre-powdered and done all this in a plastic bag. That way I could mix everything up in the bag. And then, yeah, I think that's going to be pretty decent.
Yes.
I like it. And then squeeze it out of the bag onto the fire. Let me wash my hands.
Okay.
Alright, now what I'm going to do, just wash my hands, she paused it, but I'm going to put a little bit of oil in the pan. Not a whole. I don't want to fry them. So I'm just going to put a little bit of oil in there and mix it around. Can you see in there?
Yeah.
A little bit of oil. Very little bit of oil. Use a paper towel, just spread that oil around a little bit.
Wouldn't that get rid of the oil?
Not really. It spreads the oil around a little bit because I barely touched the pan.
Right.
Put just a little bit more oil in here. Now I'm using some really nice oil, so we'll see how that adds to the flavor of the bannock, because we're not putting any kind of fruits or veggies. I wanted to put some blueberries. Now you can add all kinds of different stuff to your bannock if you want to. My mom grows her own blueberries out there, I would love to have had some good blueberries to mix up in there and make it almost like a breakfast thing. But she doesn't have any blueberries right now, so we're not going to do that. But we're going to let this oil get a little hotter. It's already pretty warm because I preheated the pan, which I remembered when I went to spread the oil with my fingers. I remembered real quick, which is why I got the take it out.
Ooh, gotcha.
Yeah, it ain't bad. We're not burnt. We're good.
Whoa.
Right. Now.
Cheers to not being burned.
Yeah. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start the pot of coffee because I did preheat or pre-make some coffee. I'm a little excited about some Bannock bread and some coffee. And I'm going to put oil on my hands again. It didn't seem to work real good last time, but we're going to try it again. And then I'm going to try to flatten it out so it's a bigger, thinner cake and set it down in here. That's the game plan. We'll see how that goes again.
Look, our oil even looks fancy. Like, does that not look like this fanciest bottle of oil ever?
It's a very fancy bottle of oil. All right. Now I should lay this out on the counter or something and knead it out, let it get a lot bigger.
You want me to grab the thingy?
No, don't worry about it. We're going to do it like this. Watch this. We're going to go ahead and sit it down in the pan. We're going to spread it out in the pan.
Are you supposed to do that?
Yeah. You don't want it too thick because this is going to cook really quick.
Right.
You don't want it too thick because it's going to burn on the outside before it cooks on the inside. And it's going to rise up a little bit from the heat and the evaporation. Normally this would be on a fire. Yeah.
Who, Dad?
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
Cast iron gets hot.
Obviously.
Clean this up.
Oh, I have to wash that later.
That's why I love you.
Goodness gracious.
But it really shouldn't take long. From everything I saw.
Are you not gonna like use a spatula? I feel like by now you should probably use the
Or I'll
spatula.
flip it. And it'll fall on the floor.
Probably.
Because I'm not a great flipper. Now I'm a mean mamma jamma with a spatula. So really shouldn't take too long. Now, one way to know when it's about ready is you don't want it to burn, and it's going to cook pretty quick. You shake it. You hear that crusty sound? Can you hear that? And it sounds pretty crusty. That means it's almost time to flip it. At least that's what I've been told. So out of pure curiosity, we're going to move it to the side a little bit here. We're going to try to look up under it and see what we can see. No, we're still not even hardly golden brown. You want to have a look, kid?
Sure.
See, can you tell?
Yeah.
Not quite golden brown, so we're going to let it sit a little bit longer. Just a few more minutes or seconds or... You can kind of see where it's smoking a little bit. I guess that's just the moisture evaporating out of it. The top of it's starting to look more like, I guess you could say bread, but it looks less like dough. It's starting, you know, when you cook eggs and when you put them on the bottom to do an omelet, the top will bubble a little bit and this top will start looking more and more. I don't know if the camera will pick this up, but the top is actually starting to change a little bit. You can see it.
I don't know. It kind of looks just white.
Yeah, I'm not sure the camera's picking up. You're starting to see a little bit more cracks and crinkles in it. So we're going to flip it.
Hey. Looks like a...
Almost looks like a piece of bread.
Or like a fat tortilla.
A really, really fat tortilla dough. But Can you see it? Did you get it on the camera?
Yes. Or maybe a pancake.
Yeah. It's going to be a really thick pancake.
Really thick.
But that ain't as thick as I want it. I mean, not as brown as I want it. And if it starts to stick a little bit, feel free to add a little bit more oil or use the rag, the leftover oil on the rag to brush the pan a little bit. You can throw that in another plate, oil the pan, throw it back in.
Or be smart before you put it on the pan.
What are you talking about?
Because if it sticks, it's obvious.
Well, I'm talking about after I flip it, baby.
What do you mean?
I just flipped it, right?
Right.
Well, now the oil might be less oil down there because it soaked up into here. So now I'm on this side. There's not as much oil down there, but it's not sticking yet. Ooh, coffee sounds like it's almost done.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Can y'all smell it? It smells good. I can smell the coffee. I can smell a little bit of the bread. I can smell it.
This is a video, Dad.
Well, they should invent smell-o-vision. They really should.
Oh my goodness, yes.
What I'm probably going to do is I'm going to take this knife here, crafted by Blake Watson. Y'all check him out on Facebook at Etch and Burn. And I'm probably going to take this knife right here, and I'm going to cut it in the middle when I'm done. And I think we might fry up some Spam. Yeah, we might fry up some Spam and put on the Bannock when we're done. That might be what's going to happen here in a minute. Does that sound good to you, kid?
Duh.
Some fresh homemade Bannock with a little bit of Spam in between it. Yes, sir. Daddy approves. Daddy does approve. Yeah. Have a look. Ooh, that's kind of what I'm looking for. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lift that up. Oily rag.
Oily
Flip
rag.
it. Look at there. Can y'all see that?
Yeah, they can.
Yes. Yes, sir. Now I'm going to let it keep cooking a little bit longer because I am pretty sure as thick as I left it that it's going to be pretty gooey in the middle.
Probably.
I should have made it smaller, two pieces, or made it bigger in the pan.
I mean, we tried. You just
So-
put a little bit too much.
Yeah, we learn something every time, huh? And I'm telling you, folks, don't be too worried about exact measurements. You're going to find recipes that says use a quarter teaspoon of this, a half a teaspoon of that, exactly 1 cup of flour, exactly blah, blah, blah cups of water. It all sounds well and good, and I've never experienced it making Bannock, but any other recipe I've ever done, those exact measurements, unless you're doing some hamburger helper, those exact measurements ain't exactly going to be the same every time. So play with it. Get out there. Don't be afraid of it. I was a little nervous when I first decided to do this. To heck with it, because it's something I should have done hundreds of years ago, because I've been cooking, and I've been cooking in the woods for a long time, but I've never made Bannock. Don't be scared of it, because this right here is looking amazing. It's smelling amazing. I am totally thinking it's going to turn out amazing. We're going to get us a toothpick here and see if it does like the same thing like a cake does. What do you think?
Was it gooey?
No, it came out clean, but I'm not sure if it works like that. So what we'll do is, yeah, I'll flip it one more time. And I think I'm going to find us a plate. Look at how good that looks at. That little black right there. Ooh. I like it.
It's very tempted to touch it, but I felt like it would burn.
I don't think it. It's hot, but it ain't going to burn you too bad.
Can I touch it?
You can touch it. You want to touch it?
I touched it.
Ooh.
Guys, I touched it.
I'm going to leave that a little bit longer because it's not burning yet. We broke out the fine china for you ladies and gentlemen. This is that high dollar stuff. Yeah. And the camera just shook everywhere. Pay attention.
Oh, come on.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. The circus clown is not operating the camera
Look,
properly.
alright, I was trying to clap for you, okay?
Oh, thank you, baby girl. I'm kind of excited. Oh, by the way, first video with no beard. Yeah, so I'm going to explain that. Oh. So, yeah, y'all probably looked at it. I'm like, who's this guy? Well, I work for the military. I work for the base down there building airplanes, and for years now I have been getting away with not having to take my respirator training. They got me this year. So I had to shave my face and go do my respirator certification. So I am now beardless, like most every other woman and child out there. Don't hold it against me, it'll come back. Let's tear a little piece, see what we got. Let's see.
Brilliant plan. Looks like bread.
Oh my goodness. And it's not doughy, it's not gooey. It's hot.
It's very hot.
It's very hot.
Steaming hot.
But look at it. Yeah.
You should probably wait.
I want to taste it.
Dad.
What?
Wait.
I don't want to wait.
You gotta wait.
You're shaking the camera. You want to taste it?
It's hot.
Well, that piece is yours then. You do what you want.
It's hot. Dad.
Oh my goodness. I'm not even going to lie to you. It is amazing. It's almost like a pancake. Like I could put some syrup on it and eat it like pancake. But at the same time, it's like some, what's that fancy bread? Pita bread? I think that's called pita bread. Well, I am going to cut this thing in half. And we are going to make some kind of sandwich out of this.
Oh my gosh, it's Panera bread.
It's Panera bread. Yeah, Bannock, from the word panis or something, which is root word Latin for pan, which means bread. Yeah.
I'm gonna taste it.
She's going to taste it.
I'm gonna taste it. I'm gonna taste it.
Tell us what you think.
You know what? It tastes like bread.
It's good, right?
Yeah, it's very good actually.
Fat kid happy dance. All right. Should we show them on? All right, folks. Well, I'm not going to let you see me make the sandwiches because that's not what this video is about. This video is about making the Bannock, and it turned out amazing. We will do this again, and we will use some kind of blueberry or something to sweeten it up, and we're going to do pre-made little bags to take with us camping. I'm probably going to mix those up today, but I want to say thank y'all for watching. Do me a favor, like, subscribe, wherever the buttons are. Share it around, tell your friends, and y'all come back and let us know what you think. Comment down below. I'll do my best to get to it and answer everything you got. Have a look at that one more time before we go. And thank y'all so much for watching, and I want to thank Grace so much for helping. And it turned out amazing. Thank y'all very much.